Gents, talking about January and maybe next summer with that in mind, what are some deals that didn't happen this summer that we'd like to see happen, Nick? Because some big names haven't moved on, and we're going to keep an eye on them, right, in the next few months.
Oh, you have to. I wouldn't be surprised. I know what we've all said about, Mbappe, but as time moves on, January, they have to think, yes, let's take some money, unless they're just killing everyone, but they won't. They won't. So look, the name's Erling Haaland. It's the name that's going to, unless he gets hurt, it's going to shift the trajectory of perhaps an entire league. That's how dominant this guy looks in almost. He's that good. He's that good at this age. Every hurdle that's put in front of him, he's leapt over it and then destroyed all the other hurdles with eye lasers. He's the Superman right now. And that isn't to say that guys don't fall off, but this guy has shown zero signs that he's not going to be a top striker and the top one to become the center forward that Ronaldo was. So Haaland is the obstacle, because everybody else besides Mbappe, who seems he's going to Real Madrid, is someone who has watched just another year of age add on to them. And I know I'm copying one of Andy's points here, but Harry Kane's not getting any younger. That price tag's not going up, and the attractiveness of keeping him isn't going to be much bigger either. And I think most of the players in this window, we learned it, I think, the most from Alexis Sanchez when he moved. And he was at that 27, 28 and was never the same. Teams are learning that.
That's true. I mean, Andy, Harry Kane, do you just see it being easier for him to move this time next year to Manchester City or elsewhere? Or is it just going to be just as tough with 2 years left on his contract at Tottenham Hotspur by this time next year?
Yeah, like Nick said, his value is not going to go up. And with that, I don't think the price is going to go down too much either. He's going to have a good season for Spurs. He's already scored a couple goals in the Europa Conference League. He had put a good performance in over the weekend, and they got another victory, top of the table. He's going to have a good season. And we talked about this last week. All will be forgotten. It'll be like it almost never happened. Some people will remember that it happened, and it will taint things a little bit, but I don't even think that's a conversation for today. And I think we get caught up in that a little bit. Is we need to know what a player's legacy is right now. He's 28 years old. He's still playing. He could still spend another 8 seasons at Spurs, and then we can talk about what his legacy was. And maybe it will damage it down the line. Maybe it's just not that important in the end. And so maybe he just has a long career and stays there his entire career. Maybe he wins a trophy at Tottenham, and he's able to do all the things that he said that he wanted to do, and he gets the fans back on side. And I can't see any way that Manchester City come in and say, okay, well, he wasn't worth it last year at 28. Definitely worth it now at 29. Here you go, Daniel Levy. Here's all the money. You won the battle. Like the PR hit that would be for Manchester City, I think would be too much. So I think Haaland to Manchester City, whether in January or in the summer next year, seems like the most obvious thing. And it's incredible because at the start of the window, and I think we talked about it probably at the very end of the season, he would have been the number one player that we all would have said definitely moving this summer. He's just about the only one who didn't.
He is, and the reason for that is obviously because at the moment he's probably valued at $230 million plus, but he's got that clause in his contract, which next summer he's going to be worth, I think it's $95 million, something around that. He will be able to leave Dortmund for that price. So clubs know that they're going to give him another year in the Bundesliga to develop and then try and snap him up, and it's going to be a free-for-all next summer. So, yeah, Mbappe, Harry Kane.
If he gets better. Can you imagine that?
I don't want to, but
real quick,
bank manager does not want to think about that.
I think you may also there's a chance he signs some sort of new contract as a kind of thank you, and the price stays up. I just want to throw that out there. It could absolutely happen. Dortmund would have had that discussion with him.
Bit of skullduggery there. That's very interesting. It's been a really interesting summer. The transfer window's been crazy, but Mbappe, Haaland and Kane are definitely 3 big names, 3 of the best strikers in the world to keep an eye on between now and next summer. And over at Pro Soccer Talk and NBCSports.com, we'll keep you updated with all the latest transfer news, even though the January window is obviously a few months away. Just 4 months away, lads, until we do it all again and it opens back up. But you can head over to PST now. We got transfer grades, analysis, videos, and so much more on what was a crazy summer, as we said. The best summer transfer window in history. That's what we're calling it. I think that's what everyone's calling it. And my word, that was fun to see Messi, Ronaldo, and everyone else move on.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.